Isn't that what you said one time? Try and remember the times that were good?
I did?
Yeah.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most memorable or iconic scenes from live-action scripted television series. So that means no moments from shows like The Simpsons or Saturday Night Live. Also, spoiler alert.
Listen, Ethel, I think this...
Number 20, Moulder meets Scully, The XFiles. Most shows don't have their most iconic moments in their first episode, but in the case of The XFiles, there is one scene that is particularly memorable.
Are you familiar with the so-called X-Files?
I believe they have to do with unexplained phenomena.
More or less. The reason you're here, Agent Scully, is we want you to assist Moulder on these X-Files.
Dana Scully and Fox Moulder are household names now after having been in the pop culture zeitgeist for most of the 90s, and the scene in which they meet is classic. They are FBI agents with very different traits, and when they meet for the first time, the stage is set for what their relationship would look like throughout the show.
Agent Moulder, I'm Dana Scully. I've been assigned to work with you.
Oh, isn't it nice to be suddenly so highly regarded? So who did you take off to get stuck with this detail, Scully?
Moulder is entertained by Scully's new role trying to debunk his cases, and while it's clear that they are total opposites, we know in that moment they have real lasting chemistry. Number 19, President Bartletts' Anger and Anguish, The West Wing. With Aaron Sorkin at the helm and Martin Sheen taking the stage, we know we're seeing something great. But something about the scene in particular stands out from even the rest of the show. In the Season 2 finale, President Bartlett is facing several dark moments in his life, from the death of his personal secretary to dealing with the ramifications surrounding a political scandal.
I don't know what to say. Leo's pretty rich. Maybe you can buy some tech stocks and jack up the price.
After attending his secretary's funeral, he lets out his anger towards God. Speaking in both English and Latin, he impassionately demands explanations for everything that's happened to him.
Yes, I lied. It was a sin. I've committed many sins. Have I displeased you, you feckless thug? 3.8 million new jobs, that wasn't good?
In this scene, the President of the United States becomes one of the most relatable characters on television, and that in itself is truly powerful. Number 18, Tracking Shot, True Detective. It didn't take long for the series to find its footing, as one of the most incredible scenes came just 4 episodes into the first season. The entire scene is 6 minutes long and is done in one take, tracking detectives Cole and Papania as they go undercover in a gang's compound.
You know where the stash house is?
Tiger's gonna take us there.
You got an exit plan?
When a shootout ensues, it foils their infiltration and nearly takes their lives. With the scene not having any cuts, we can feel the intensity, giving us the illusion of being right there alongside the detectives in real time. It's a masterclass in technical filmmaking, and we are not surprised that director Cary Joji Fukunaga won Outstanding Director for a Drama Series at the Emmys for this episode.
Go, go, go!
Number 17, Socks and Shoes, All in the Family. Archie and his son-in-law Michael, better known as Meathead, famously never see eye to eye throughout All in the Family. One of the best scenes with them is when Archie hilariously shows Michael how to put on socks in his shoes.
Suppose there's a fire in the house and you got to run for your life. Your way, all you got on is one shoe and a sock. My way, you got on a sock and a sock. You see, you're even.
He teaches him how to put them on properly, and even though Archie is blunt and crass in his delivery, it really is a father-son moment that has us both in stitches and our feels. Another memorable moment happens in a much later season when Gloria and Mike say goodbye to Edith and Archie.
I know you always thought I hated you. Oh. But I love you.
But this show is a comedy at its core, so the funnier moment shared between the two has to take the cake. Number 16, The Carousel Pitch, Mad Men. Don Draper is one of the most iconic TV characters in recent history, and his client pitches and advertising prowess deliver numerous seriously memorable moments throughout the show.
This is the greatest advertising opportunity since the invention of cereal.
From the cigarette pitch in the pilot to the epiphany of the Coca-Cola ad in the finale, he always impresses us. His most impressive moment of all, though, is in the finale of the first season. When pitching to Kodak, Don taps into his rarely seen sentimental side, showing his client the carousel projector with pictures of his family.
This device isn't a spaceship. It's a time machine.
This brings out the emotions of everyone in the room, and all of us sitting at home in our living rooms too. How does he do it? Number 15, Chandler and Monica come clean. Friends. Picking just one amazing scene from Friends is not easy, but neither is combining hilarious with heartfelt, which the Friends do seamlessly in this scene.
Oh, look, there's Monica and Chandler. Hey! Hey, you guys! Hey!
Monica and Chandler keep their romance a secret from the rest of the group for a long time, and when they all find out, schemes are put in motion. Phoebe hits on Chandler to try to get him to admit what's going on, with Rachel, Joey, and Monica all in on it since they know that they know, you know?
Nervous? Me? No. You?
No. I want this to happen.
So do I.
The moments shared between Chandler and Phoebe are hysterical, and Chandler admitting his love for Monica to his friends is beautiful. Their proposal is a beautiful moment too, but you just can't beat this one. Number 14, Chuck's Meltdown. Better Call Saul. This entire third season episode involves tense and explosive moments between Jimmy and his older brother Chuck.
Look, if you won't tell her, then I will. No, you will not tell her.
Jimmy is able to really show how manipulative he is as a lawyer, and how no one is off the table when it comes to winning a case, including using vulnerabilities only he would know about his brother to expose him on the witness stand. Chuck claims to have sensitivity to electromagnetic fields, until Jimmy reveals the contrary in the courtroom, and Chuck loses it.
And he gets to be a lawyer? What a sick joke! I should have stopped him when I had the chance.
It's a great performance by both actors in a moment that shocks everyone, and reminds us, just as with Breaking Bad, that Vince Gilligan can basically do no wrong. Number 13, Dinner Party Meltdown. The Office. The Office is chock full of episodes and scenes that fans everywhere will probably never forget. While it's hard to pick just one, the dinner party episode is particularly memorable.
Michael has asked Pam and me to dinner at least 9 times, and every time we've been able to get out of it. But I gotta give him credit. He got me. Because I'm starting to suspect that there was no assignment from corporate.
When Jan and Michael host Pam, Jim, Angela, and Andy, they get a few unexpected guests in the form of Dwight and his babysitter. Between Jan's singing, Michael's neon signs, and a plethora of other awkward instances, the night is full of cringeworthy moments. Everything culminates in a blow-up between Jan and Michael that is both very funny and very uncomfortable.
Man, I would love to burn your candles.
You burn it, you buy it.
Oh, good. I'll be your first customer.
You're hardly my first.
That's what she said.
Their fight involves the TV getting smashed and the cops getting called, and this scene perfectly encompasses Jan and Michael's relationship, Michael's personality, and the essence of the entire show. Number 12, Avon and Stringer on the Roof. The Wire. In the third season of The Wire, Avon and Stringer's relationship reaches a tumultuous peak as they disagree on how to handle their illicit business.
I mean, if I had taken care of that earlier, man, it's always gonna be a Marlowe, man. No Marlowe, no game. But you could have dealt with that shit a little sooner, I mean, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Don't let it lay on you like that.
Stringer betrays Avon, and it's clear that Stringer's decision will lead to their relationship's demise. While they're on different pages, they spend their final conversation reminiscing about their time together in their youth. The talk ends with them realizing that they can't trust each other, and that moving forward, things will be different.
Us, man.
The nuances weaved throughout the discussion are powerful as they talk about where they've been and where they are now. While Omar's testimony was also a significant moment on the show, this subtle exchange just couldn't be beat. Number 11, Will's Father Leaves. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. This series has plenty of moments that left us rolling in the aisles, but it's a scene that left us in tears that makes this list. When Will's father Lou tries to reconcile with him after years of being absent, his intentions seem good, but everyone's guard is up.
That is not cool, man, the way you dissing my father like that.
The hell with your father.
Philip, for God's sake.
He waltzes in here after 15 years?
14.
Oh, excuse me. 14 years. And acts like nothing has happened. Wake up, Will.
Lou plans to take a trip with Will, but bails when work opportunities come up, which is a thin excuse at best. When Lou leaves, Will realizes that his dad is walking out of his life yet again. Although he starts out playing it cool, the moment when he breaks down in Uncle Phil's arms will always be one of the saddest moments in sitcom history.
How come you don't want me, man?
Number 10, Kendall's press conference, Succession. The dynamic between Logan and Kendall is one of the most intricate and complicated relationships on the show. And in this scene, Kendall tries to establish where he stands with his father.
It's okay, Shiv. It's okay. It had to be done.
Up until this point, Logan has always been one step ahead of Kendall, or he was able to use his power to keep him in line. When the scandal surrounding the Waystar Royco cruise lines comes to light, it appears as though Kendall is going to publicly take the fall. However, in a twist no one really saw coming, he throws Logan under the bus.
My father keeps a watchful eye over every inch of his whole empire. And the notion that he would have allowed millions of dollars in settlements and compensation to be paid without his explicit approval is utterly fanciful.
It's a turning point in the series. It left viewers speechless, and it's one of the greatest moments on television in recent history. Number 9, Robert sees the Gremlin, the Twilight Zone. Although this moment might seem borderline laughable when viewed through 21st century eyes, it was a beyond terrifying scene in the early 60s. In this episode, William Shatner's character sees a gremlin on the wing of an airplane. Considering that his character has recently suffered a nervous breakdown and no one else on the plane can see the gremlin, it's a Hamlet-esque scene that leaves us wondering if he's gone crazy. The entire episode is strung together by a terrific performance by Shatner, who eventually goes to great lengths to get rid of the gremlin. But it's the scene in which he first spots the scary creature that has stuck with viewers decades later. Number 8. Sorry, we're closed. Cheers. Cheers gave us many laughs and tears throughout its 11-season run. The dynamic between the characters is always fun to watch, and we've always known that this group of patrons was more like family than friends.
Oh, and I just want to tell you that the days that I had here at Cheers were they were the best days of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you saying? You're not going to come back and see us anymore?
No, I will, and every now and then, you know.
In the final scene of the final episode, Sam Malone acknowledges how important the bar is to him, has a surprisingly poignant conversation with Norm, and turns a customer away as he closes for the night.
Sorry, we're closed.
It's a simple scene that sums up the atmosphere of the sitcom perfectly. And who doesn't shed a tear when Sam proclaims that he is the luckiest SOB alive? Number 7. The sea was angry that day, my friends. Seinfeld. This iconic sitcom is known for being endlessly quotable, with moments that have impacted pop culture years after its final episode aired. From the soup Nazi to the parking garage to the contest, there are almost too many choices to pick from, but George's daunting tale of saving a whale is one we will not soon forget.
What's going on over here? There's a beached whale. She's dying.
Is anyone here a marine biologist?
After lying about being a marine biologist, George is forced to pull an obstruction from the mammal's blowhole. George's animated storytelling is already incredible, but when the golf ball is introduced to the story, it takes the hilarity to the next level. George as marine biologist is truly the ultimate fake it till you make it.
I knew something was there. So I reached my hand in, felt around, and pulled out the obstruction.
Number 6. Desmond and Penny's phone call, Lost. The episode in which we see the infamous call between Desmond and Penny is certainly one of the more memorable and emotional ones in the series.
I know this doesn't make any sense because it doesn't make any sense to me, but 8 years from now, I need to call you, and I can't call you if I don't have your number.
What? Needless to say, the scene shared between them is tragically beautiful. Desmond is experiencing intense flashbacks and forwards while being unable to anchor himself at any point in time. No matter where he is, he's trying to find Penny. And when he finally does, we are as desperate for him to stay in contact with her as he is.
Oh my God, Penny, is that really you?
Yeah. Yes, it's me.
You believe me? You still care about me?
It's Lost at its most emotional, and we are practically holding our breath through their entire call. Number 5, The Red Wedding, Game of Thrones. This landmark series offers shocking moment after shocking moment, so to have one stand out to this extent is remarkable. During Edmure Tully and Rosalind Frey's wedding feast, Robb and Talisa Stark are shockingly and brutally murdered by the Freys, along with the Bannermen, and Catelyn Stark also falls victim to this betrayal. It's one of the most unexpected TV moments ever, and viewers were absolutely beside themselves after seeing this scene.
The Lannisters send their regards.
The significance of the scene also cannot be overstated, as this signifies a switch in power dynamics, and the fallout would be felt for many seasons to follow. Number 4, Hank's Death, Breaking Bad. Speaking of shows with endlessly shocking moments, particularly surrounding characters' deaths, we would be quite remiss if we didn't include this one. While Gustavo Fring's face-off death at the hands of Hector is mind-blowing, the complexities surrounding Hank's death are definitely noteworthy.
Whoa, simmer down there, Sparky.
Hank spends most of the series tracking down Heisenberg, and chaos ensues when he realizes he's actually been searching for his brother-in-law the whole time. Hank tries to take him down, which instead leads to this scene where Hank is killed by Jack even after Walt offers him millions not to, and the death is ultimately a catalyst for Walt's downfall.
You want me to beg? You're the smartest guy I ever met. And you're too stupid to see. He made up his mind 10 minutes ago.
Did we mention that this episode has a whopping 10 on 10 on IMDb? Iconic. Number 3, Candy Factory, I Love Lucy. We couldn't talk about the greatest TV scenes of all time without talking about the OG sitcom queen Lucille Ball. In her role as Lucy Ricardo, she broke barriers on the small screen and always left us with a laugh.
Gee, I'm glad you're home. How's about a great big... I'll see you later.
Come here.
What's the matter?
This scene encompasses her character perfectly. The irrepressible Lucy enlists her best friend Ethel to work with her at a candy factory while their husbands tackle the housework. But at the conveyor belt, the women simply can't keep up with the very fast-paced work and end up resorting to tossing chocolate into their mouths to avoid messing up.
I think we're fighting a losing game.
It is a testament to Lucille Ball's impeccable physical comedy and a groundbreakingly funny scene. Number 2, The Diner, The Sopranos. This legendary show is widely regarded as one of, if not the, greatest TV series of all time, and its finale has become particularly iconic.
What looks good tonight?
I don't know.
Just as we felt throughout most of the episode, the final scene is filled with tension and uncertainty as Tony sits alone in the diner, observing people coming in and out of the restaurant. Although he's waiting for his family, who eventually start arriving one by one, you're never sure who's gonna show up or what might happen next. Set to the soundtrack of Journey's Don't Stop Believin', we hear the bell ring from the door opening before it all cuts to black. It's genius, it's maddening, it's The Sopranos. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Goodbye, MASH. This show may be a comedy drama, but its most famous scenes are definitely not comical. One of the most shocking moments came in the finale episode of the 3rd season, when Colonel Henry Blake's plane is shot down.
Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake's plane was shot down over the Sea of Japan.
But nothing beats the record-breaking finale. As the Korean War comes to a close, Hawkeye's revelation leads to a breakdown that leads him to confront his demons before he returns home. Watching all of the characters saying goodbye to one another and ultimately us is gut-wrenching.
Maybe you're right. Maybe we will see each other again. But just in case we don't, I want you to know how much you've meant to me.
When Hawkeye says farewell and boards the helicopter, seeing the word goodbye written out in rocks, there wasn't a dry eye among 125 million viewers. Hard to beat a moment like that. Did your favorite TV scene make the list? Let us know in the comments.
And I suppose if it's my last chance to say it, Rose Tyler.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.